So on my most recent trip to Japan, I managed to get 3 boxes of OP15 at a pretty good price. I would think it's probably closest to MSRP. And I think right now in Japan, things are getting a bit crazy. I think reselling is a very big, I wouldn't say problem there, but it's just a very big thing there. A lot of people are buying a lot of these boxes. Of course, they're opening it, they're trying to sell cards, but they're also trying to hoard, and then they resell it at those glass box shops or reselling secondhand to other people once the price goes up. And so I managed to get 3 of them, and we'll be opening them slowly. And let's see what we can get. Hopefully something good. Hopefully a nice SP at least, or hopefully a Enel manga, because I didn't manage to get Enel manga this time. But I think because, well, it was a bit expensive. I think for the first time, probably in ever, a One Piece card in a manga, a Japanese One Piece alternate art leader manga card came out straight away at close to 1,000. I mean, in my country is $1,000, maybe like 800 USD. And so I think it's getting a bit crazy for a card to just come out straight out of the box like that, right? At that price. Because there are other cards that are older and harder to find now that aren't even at that price level yet. But Enel is already there. Of course, there are many other factors that come into play other than the fact that it's just a manga, right? It's also because there are people out there who are actually playing the OP15 sets, the meta, and so they will probably need the cards, and the Enel is probably a nice addition to them. I'm just thinking whether I should be weighing them just to prove a theory. I mean, we could, right? So for those of you who watched my previous video, we actually weighed OP15 and EB04, I think. And we managed to figure out that there is a kind of consistency to the weight correlation with whether you get hit or not. Of course, because in Japanese sets, the sets are pretty much mapped, right? Each box is mapped. There's a fixed ratio of either 1 SP or like 2 alternate rare SRs or something like that. And so once I open the hit, once I get the hit, it's done, right? We're not going to get anything else. The rest is just going to be SR. So let's just check it out. So of course, we're going to tar every time we weigh, so we'll know the difference. So let's make it simple. If the pack is lighter, then it goes to the left. If it's heavier, to the right. And we're not going to go into details this time. Just see whether it's heavier or lighter. So 1335. Let's just assume that's 1342. Okay, so it's like that. 134, 35, 35, 33, 39. Close, but sorry, no banana. 46, 48. Good. 48. 44. 44. So once again, I want to remind everyone, I am not reselling filtered packs. I'm going to open all of them. I mean, the first video I did this was to educate everyone that, look, you should not be buying loose packs ever, especially for Japanese packs, because it's insane how easy it is to just filter out the packs. Of course, it's still a chance kind of thing, because you see there are so many packs here that are heavier, 40 something, 134 something. So I think you got to be careful. Loose packs, you almost never get a hit. You may get 1 or 2 like SRs or alternate art SRs, but that's probably it. You're not going to get an amazing hit. You're not going to get, you might never get a manga, but hopefully I'm proven wrong. Then this will be a very educational video. But otherwise, stick to the PSA, guys. And I mean, just a side comment, I think in Japan right now, the prices for One Piece cards are once again going even more ham. I remember going to Japan like close to maybe 3 years ago. And back then, OP15 just first came out, right? And I saw the Gear 5 Luffy manga and I was like, should I buy it? It costed like $500 and I was like, should I buy it? My friend was like, yeah, get it. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's a bit too X for my liking. And then half a year later, it hit about $3,000. So take what you will from that lesson. So anyway, we'll start with the lighter packs now. So just to verify for everyone, these are 1339. Okay, so wait, something's yeah, 1338. So just gonna keep this aside now because we do have time in the video, and let's get to cracking. So will we get the manga? Hopefully. If not, it's fine. Okay, so one super. Just gonna leave this here. And so yeah, in Japan right now, it's actually quite crazy. I mean, back then I remember I think last year I went to Japan twice, Sanji, and I was of course looking for mangas. I only look for mangas. I mean, I do admire other cards. Occasionally take a look at SPs and stuff, but if I want to buy, I'm only going to buy mangas. And so I was very attentive to which shop had mangas and which shop didn't. Bartolomeo. And unfortunately, this year, for some reason, a lot of shops didn't have mangas. They didn't have, or if they did have, it was only like Enel, right? Which would then be costing about 1,000 to 1,002. And only very few shops had more than one manga, and it wouldn't be like it wasn't like a very good manga in a sense. Sorry, cause in Japan, what the shops do is they actually internally grade the cards. So a lot of shops, they actually sell what they call bargain prices. Oh, these are very nice. These are Frankie. They actually sell cards at bargain prices if, for example, they have assessed that there's some damage to it, like whitening or if not centered. And so it's quite common for you to see cards that have grading on them, like A, B, C, D, or even they use different color price tag, I think commonly yellow, to indicate that it's a damaged card. And so they're going to sell it cheaper. Yeah, and it's quite common to see it in Japan. And so this time around, they were actually the only mangas I could find, mostly like 80% were those. And so I was quite hesitant to get them unless I was very desperate, but obviously I wasn't that desperate. And also I think, I mean, if you understand Japanese, the Japanese card market, they actually have two big online card shops, online card marketplaces, which is Yuyute. Oh, nice, Nico Robin. Yuyute and Big Web. Okay, but pause. So as you can tell, nothing good from the lightest packs. These are just SRs. You see them? Yeah. These are just SRs. It's like, yeah, or SRs. Rares or just foils. I mean, this is nice card. I like the Frankie. Of course, I like Frankie. But they're just all rare, so pay attention to that. Okay, now next, the 13.4 range. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. There's two main marketplaces, Yuyute and Big Web. Right. Usually I use Yuyute because I actually got the alternate art for this previously, but nice. Yeah, usually I use Yuyute, but I mean, it's quite common in my country for people to just make reference to the Japanese prices. So they'll put like Big Web or BW divide by 120 or divide by whatever, and then Yuyute divide by the amount, the conversion rate. So they actually take reference a lot to the Japanese prices, because these are like, if you go online and you buy, order from them directly, that's the price that you're going to pay. Conversely, also there's also a selling price where you sell back to the shops, and so some shops would use that to determine how much they're going to pay you for cards that you're selling back to them. And so I usually use Yuyute because Big Web doesn't display the card price or the card image also if you are just, if there's no more stock for the card. And so very commonly, of course, you're looking for the more expensive cards, you're looking for the more valuable cards, right? So those will be not displayed, and so it's very hard for me to locate the card because it's all in Japanese, and it's also very hard for me to tell the price of the card because they don't even show it because it's just like grayed out, right? So I prefer to use Yuyute, and anyway, whenever I'm card hunting, I always open Yuyute to check, you know, the box prices, the card prices, and I think recently I do realize in my recent trip that a lot of the cards are now more expensive than Yuyute prices, maybe because I was in Tokyo and Fukuoka, so these are like bigger cities, and so they kind of like they just go by their own pricing, right? Because in Japan, obviously the demand for cards is so great that they don't really need to follow the online marketplaces. They can kind of dictate the prices themselves. The community will buy it or not buy it. They just follow, like, you know, it's a whole economy by itself, right? But these are, of course, these online prices are indicative of what the price should be, although I think they may not be as updated as some shops have, right? Because the shops have access to, they're on the ground, right? They know how the market is doing. Oh, it's a nice card. And they also know whether it's like a damaged card or not, or it's going to be good for grading, right? Because sometimes the card can be not damaged, but it's not centered. So yeah, I mean, I was quite shocked. A lot of places, they were selling prices above what Yuyute was. Ooh, we have a nice alternate art Nico Robin. Nice. Is it for the camera? Maybe for this too. Nice. Love it. Nico Robin, one of the cool cats in the entire series. Okay, just going to leave it first, and we'll leave it here. So far, theory isn't disproven yet. We got Nico Robin alternate art in the slightly heavier pool, which is like 13.4 something grams, right? Sorry, back to what I was talking about. So I think in Japan right now, the market is getting a bit crazy for One Piece cards. It's very difficult to find mangas now. Although there are some shops that do have, of course, a lot of stock. And I think these are the more dedicated shops where they have like rows of cards, right? 2-3 columns. So those would definitely still do well, and you'll be able to find cards there. But manga still not that easy. I think I did see one shop that had like a lot of mangas. Of course, some were, once again, as I mentioned, bargain prices, and the others I kind of had them or wasn't really interested, or the price was a bit too out of range, right? So yes, back to the video, kind of half proven. We got an alternate art here, and this was in the heavier range of packs. So as I mentioned, of course, we are doing it in reverse, right? Imagine I was a nasty person. I was just trying to resell and scalp prices. I will open from this direction, right? And I will start with the heaviest packs all the way down. Once I get the alternate art, I'll take it out and then I'll sell the rest, right? So yeah, we are on now to the heavier packs, the heaviest packs, 13.5 plus grams. So in the previous video, that looks like a Dawn. In the previous video, one of the heaviest packs had 2 cards that were foil because it was a Dawn, the Gold Dawn, right? What do we get this time? Oh, a Dawn. So maybe that's why it's heavier, because there's 2 foils here. But anyway, it's a rare and a Dawn. I mean, past a certain point, I think you have enough Dawns, right? I mean, I do see some shops also having like ridiculous Dawn collections, like a whole wall of like Dawn cards, and you could just buy whichever ones. Of course, if you're looking to strike like the very rare ones, very hard to get ones like the Boa Hancock heart shapes. Ooh, Nami S. It's a Nami SR. Beautiful. It would have been better if it was the other one, right? The alternate art. But yeah. Honestly, pretty crazy for that guy, I forgot his name, with the invisible fruit to try to marry her. Like, what's up with that? Right? That's like the weirdest subplot in One Piece. I feel like. I mean, I guess makes sense to trigger Sanji, but other than that, I was like, okay, you know, strange. Everyone, of course, for the fans too, to see Nami getting married, but it's a bit weird. Okay, this is the barrier fruit, yeah, Bartolomeo. So far not doing very well. Ooh, Rebecca. Nice. So it's 2 SR so far. Not sure if the ratio is right. We'll find out the last pack. Last pack magic. And this is literally one of the heaviest packs, so we kind of manipulated that, but hopefully something good. Please be something good. I see the shiny. Oh no, it's another SR. Oh well. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with these two in particular, although the Rebecca is nice. I would have wanted the alternate art for the Nami, but the Robin is nice, honestly. Yeah, because it's the old art style. Actually, yeah, it's the old art style, the old design of Robin, but obviously incorporated elements that I'm not going to point out that belongs to the newer era. But anyway, decent hits, I must say. Nothing spectacular, unfortunately. Let's hope the other boxes have something good. So that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in to the channel. Do leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more pack opening, more One Piece content. I'm going to try to expand this channel, grow this channel, talk more about One Piece, even theories, or share my collection. I mean, I just came from Japan. I did a lot of card hunting and anime. I used to buy a lot of figurines too, as you can see. And so yeah, I might do videos on like talking about One Piece in general, or if you go to Japan, how to buy figurines, what are the figurines that are more valuable, what to look out for, how do you identify what's a good figurine or like bad set, and that sort of stuff, right? All sorts of stuff. So do stick around for the channel, do subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you have any great hits from OP15 or if what you wish to hit from OP15, other than the girls. Don't mention that. But yeah, so stick around for the next one.